Well, good evening, world, on this Tuesday. Glass of wine in my hand. Look, Mister. Haha. It's my special glass, right? So you may say, why are you drinking a glass of wine? Well, we had a successful day today at the doctor's. Miss Amelia, if you follow on Facebook, Miss Amelia had a good checkup, weighs 9.6 pounds, everything going well. And then wifey had her checkup just over 4 weeks out, and she got the all clear to go back to working out and swimming and everything she wants to do. So she's got the green light. So obviously calls for a glass of wine, a little celebration. So it's good. Which brings me to my drinking story. I have many, obviously, drinking stories, but here's a fun one. Do you know, like, during high school, I didn't drink at all. I was pretty much just a student athlete, a dork. I mean, I was a dorky kid, make no mistake about it, but student athlete. Went to college, scholarship, still not a drinker, high expectations. So as I was running in college and just kind of getting into that swing of college life, I ended up getting mono. So this is my freshman year in college. Got mono. If you know a lot about mono, like your glands swell, your white blood cell count goes really low, you typically get a lot of fatigue. Well, what had happened was I am 6'4". When I got mono, I kept working out and I wasn't able to eat because my glands were swelling, and my weight dropped to 128. So to give you reference, I weigh 184 right now. So that's almost 60 pounds. I was basically a skeleton. You can see all the bones in my face and my rib cage and whatnot. And I was actually kicked out of college, booted off campus. So not like kicked out of college, but the athletic department sent me home because they were concerned that I could actually die at school on scholarship. My parents could have sued the university. So I was escorted off campus, had to go home. Went in, see the doctor, had to go in the hospital for a while. The doctor had said that I had the smallest breathing space he'd ever seen because my glands were so swollen. He was amazed that I could be conscious. So anyhow, spent some time in the hospital, went back to college. It took me like 2 weeks, then got back to college, back in the swing of things. Still wasn't supposed to work out, but I found a way around it because you have the athletes gym and you have the students gym. So I started working out in the students gym. And then they found out that I was in the students' gym, so then I was put on dorm arrest. And what dorm arrest was they had my college schedule, and I had 15 minutes after my class to be back in my dorm, and I had to answer my phone to show that I wasn't working out. And they'd have periodic check-ins. So this now was the first time in my life that I wasn't able to work out. And it had been an extended amount of time. And keep in mind, I identified as a student athlete, really an athlete student. So since I wasn't allowed to work out, wasn't allowed to run, lift, do anything, that's when I started drinking. I'll never forget it. Never forget the first time I was really drinking in college because, as anything, I was competitive and I used to love to win. So the distance runners had their off-campus house, and it was called the House on Krause because it was Krause Street. And granted, the distance runners could throw a good party. We're runners, we're not frat boys, but, we're distance runners. I remember the first time, I drank 6 beers, like the first time I had beer, 6 beers. So I was going to have a 6-pack. And that was a start. And from then, I became quite the competitive drinker. Spent my college, having lots and lots and lots of cocktails. And that continued on up until about my 30s. For those who don't know, when I was in, 32, about 30, 32, I actually sold alcohol professionally. That was my career. I worked for Southern Wine and Spirits. I ran the on-premise, which means I sold all the liquor to the restaurants and bars, places where you drank on-premise. I started my day at 10 o'clock with a drink. Because that's when you sampled. You go in to sell a new vodka, a new scotch, a new wine to a restaurant. You'd get there at 10 o'clock and you'd sample with the bartenders. And you would drink from 10 until 11:30, and then the lunch crowd would come in, and you put all your orders in. And then at 2 o'clock, you go back and you would drink again, sampling from 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock before the early bird crowd comes in. And that was my job. And 5 days a week, 10 a.m., 2 o'clock p.m., started drinking. And I drank pretty consistently for a couple of years till I finally decided that, holy crap, I'm a functional alcoholic and I need to get away from it. And now, Fast forward, I have a celebratory glass of wine. So that is a bit more of the personal side. Obviously a shortened version. We'll get into some other drinking stories later. But now I'm over 5 minutes, so I'm going to let you get back to your life. Thank you for watching. Talk to you later. Bye.